So what if pretty much everything you've ever been taught about work and money and security is just plain wrong? Today, we're going to dig into a way of thinking that completely flips the script on traditional jobs. It's all about changing your focus from just being a wage earner to becoming an income creator. Let's dive in.
And this right here, this is the heart of it all. It's the core argument is really simple. All conditioned to chase the security of a job when what we actually need to be free is a steady flow of income. And that income doesn't have to come from a boss.
All right, so to really get this mindset, we first have to see what the source calls the modern work trap. This is the whole system society is built around jobs, and the argument is it's not designed for your freedom. It's designed to make you dependent.
Now, this quote is fascinating because it turns our whole idea of ownership upside down. We're always told to get more stuff, the bigger house, the fancier car, but the source here argues that chasing all those material things is exactly what traps us. It just leads to a mountain of debt, which chains you to that steady paycheck. And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? The illusion is that you're keeping up with Joneses, but the reality? The Joneses are probably broke too. That fancy corporate job feels like success, but really, it's just dependency on a master. And all those shiny possessions? They're not assets, made of consumer debt. And this trap, it's not just about the money. It goes way deeper, into how we feel, into our psychology. The source argues the whole system is set up to make us feel a very specific way. Yep, there it is in black and white. These feelings aren't an accident. They are a feature, not a bug. Think about it. A workforce that's scared of getting fired, too tired from the daily grind to even think about alternatives, and totally dependent on that next paycheck? Well, that's a workforce that's easy to control.
Okay, this analogy is absolutely brilliant. Just picture a bear in a national park. Tourists start feeding it, right? At first, it's great, easy food. But pretty soon, that bear stops hunting for itself. It just waits for the next hand. It completely loses its survival skills. The source, this is exactly what happens in the corporate world. That guaranteed salary can make us lazy and dull our own hunting skills, our creativity, our hustle, our ability to build something for ourselves.
So you might be asking, how on earth do I break free from all this? Well, the solution doesn't start with some big action. Nope. It starts with a fundamental shift in how you think. It's about rewiring your brain to see the system for what it really is. Just think about all the forces pushing you to stay put. You've got the 24/7 news cycle screaming about recessions and a cost of living crisis, making you cling to your job for dear life. You've got social media making you feel like you need more and more stuff. And then you've got well-meaning friends and family who are also in the trap, telling you that trying anything else is just too risky. And here is the key, and it might just blow your mind because it's so counterintuitive. The way out isn't about earning more money to buy more things. It's actually about needing less. The less you need, the less dependent you are on that big salary, and the freer you become. So at the end of the day, it really boils down to this. You have a choice. You can live the old way, life that's basically assigned to you, where you're a consumer, a wage slave. Or you can choose the new way. You can design your own life, become a creator, and be truly financially independent. Okay, that all sounds great in theory, right? But where do you actually start? Well, the source suggests a really simple but incredibly powerful first step. Here's the challenge for you. Make your first 100 pounds completely on your own, outside of your 9-to-5, within 1 month. That's it. It's not about the amount of money, it's about proving to yourself that you can.
Because that first 100 quid, it's a massive psychological win. It's proof. It literally rewires your brain and shows you, hey, I can actually do this. I can generate money on my own. It's the very first step out of dependency, and it's the start of something huge.
See, once you've done it once you've earned that first 100 pounds, you've broken through a mental wall. You know it's possible. From there, you just figure out what worked, you do more of it, and pretty soon, that 100 pounds a month turned to 400 pounds a month. And as your confidence grows and your skills get sharper, so does the income. That 400 pounds turns into 1,000 pounds a month. And suddenly, wow, you have a real, actual alternative to your day job. And this is the turning point. This is the whole goal. The moment your self-generated income, the money you make, matches your salary. According to this way of thinking, this is the moment you literally buy back your freedom. You've replaced your job. Your time is now your own.
Now here's the thing. This isn't just some nice lifestyle design idea anymore. The source frames this as an urgent necessity. The world is changing so fast that sticking to the old way of doing things is actually becoming the riskiest move of all.
I mean, listen, when people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates are all shouting the same message from the rooftops, you've got to pay attention, right? They are flat out saying that automation and AI are coming for a lot of jobs. The warning couldn't be clearer. Adapt or you're going to get left behind.
So this is the question we all have to ask, and we have to be honest. A robot can do your job. Now what? Seriously. If your only skill is doing something a machine can learn and you have no other way of making money, what's your plan B?
Look, the time to just hope for the best is over. This is a direct plea to stop ignoring what's happening. It's a call to action to start building your own thing now, before you're forced to.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. It's a bit of a heavy one. We get about 4,000 weeks in our entire life. If you work a standard career, you're given about 2,000 of those to a job. It leaves you with maybe 1,800 weeks for yourself. So the final question this leaves us with is a big one. How are you going to spend yours?
Okay, so the noise around AI right now, it's deafening. And it feels like you've got two camps. On one side, it's all panic, all the jobs are going away, and on the other, you've got this idea of a new gold rush. Today, we're really going to dig into that second idea, looking at it through the eyes of one of its biggest proponents, Gary Vaynerchuk. Right, so this is really the big question, isn't it? Is this brand new tech a threat to everything you're working towards? Or is it the single greatest tool you will ever have to build some serious wealth? The perspective we're looking at today argues that, nope, it's not just an opportunity. It might be the single biggest one your generation will ever get. All right, first things first, let's just admit it. There's a lot of fear out there, and it's totally real. If you're young, you're hearing this stuff all the time. These whispers that AI is coming for all the entry-level jobs. The whole future of work is a giant question mark, and that your career path is about to get blown up. You know, it's a scary story to hear. But then, you get the counter-argument, and yeah, it's pretty blunt. The whole idea is that this fear is completely backward. That for a young person who's adaptable, this disruption isn't some scary monster under the bed. No way. It's a wide open playing field that older, more established people are going to struggle with. So to really get this mindset, you kind of have to look back in time. The argument is that this massive panic, it's not new at all. In fact, it's like we've seen this movie before. Every single time a huge, game-changing technology shows up, the same panic happens. And this right here, this lays it out perfectly. The tractor, the computer, the internet, every single one of these was greeted with people screaming, the sky is falling, the jobs are gone. They all fundamentally changed how we live and work, and every single time people were absolutely terrified. And this number, 80%, this just perfectly nails the sheer scale of what we're talking about. Think about that. When the tractor showed up, 80% of the entire population worked on farms. That tech basically wiped out the vast majority of those jobs. But did society just crumble? No, it adapted. New industries were born, new kinds of jobs were created, and the economy grew in ways nobody could have even imagined. Okay, so this is the absolute key. It's all about shifting your mindset. Instead of playing defense and worrying about what you have to lose, the whole idea is to go on the offense. Don't see this thing as some giant tidal wave that's going to crush you. See it as the wave you were born to surf.
And this slide just boils it all down, doesn't it? On one side, you've got fear. I'm going to be replaced. The future is scary. On the other side, pure opportunity. New industries are going to pop up. Kids are going to become millionaires. This is the wave I can ride. That's the choice.
And look, this isn't some small claim we're talking about here. This is huge. The argument is that for young people, AI is a bigger deal financially than the internet was back in 1994. Think about that for a second. This is your 94 internet moment, a chance to get in on the ground floor of, well, everything. All right, enough with the high-level stuff. Let's get super practical. If you're going to ride this wave, you need a surfboard, right? So how do you build one? Well, here are a couple of ridiculously simple, super low-cost business ideas you could literally start today. Okay, idea number one, an AI-powered service. Seriously, just think about it for a sec. Who needs a resume? Pretty much everyone, especially students trying to get jobs to college. And guess who's willing to pay for their kid to get a leg up? Yup, parents. And the best part? The process is so simple, it's almost funny. You use something like ChatGPT to write amazing, compelling content for the resume. Then you just drop it into a really slick-looking template from a site like Canva. You're basically using AI to do in minutes what used to take a professional hours or even days. Now get this, the source estimates your actual cost, your effort. For a package you could sell for $100, it's like $4. The profit margin is just insane. Why? Because the AI is doing all the heavy lifting for you. You're just the smart operator putting the pieces together. All right, on to the next idea. And this one is about becoming a local marketing disruptor. Just picture it. Every single town has tons of small businesses, roofers, dentists, you name it. And so many of them are paying a fortune to some old school agency for like blurry photos on Facebook. So yeah, these are your targets. The roofer, the dentist, the lawyer, the landscaper. These folks are masters of their trade, right? They know how to fix a roof or a tooth. What they don't know is how to create a viral TikTok ad or run a killer Google Ads campaign. And that's exactly where you come in. And you walk in with what is basically the perfect pitch, an offer they literally can't say no to. I'll get you leads in 30 days for $5 a month. If I don't, you don't pay me a dime. It is completely risk-free for them. And the reason you can do this is because AI lets you automate the work of a whole marketing team. You're a one-person powerhouse. Okay, so this brings us to what might be the single most important point in this whole thing. How do you actually learn to do all this stuff? How do you even come up with the ideas in the first place? The answer is so simple, it's kind of brilliant. You learn AI from AI. The one skill you need to master is how to talk to it. And this right here is the absolute key difference. See, most people treat AI like it's just Google. They type in 2 or 3 words, like AI business ideas, and they get back some generic list. The real power happens when you start treating it like a personal assistant. You give it context, you give it a personality, you tell it exactly what you need. Just look at this prompt. This is not a search query, right? It's the start of a conversation. Hey, Chatty, I'm a 19-year-old dude. I'm ambitious. I need cash. I live in Topeka, Kansas. See? You're giving it a persona, a goal, a location, and a super specific strategy. Find businesses to disrupt. This is how you get ideas that are actually tailored to you, ideas you can really run with. So there you have it. That's the argument in a nutshell. This is not the time to be scared. This is the time to go on offense. The tools are here. They are unbelievably powerful. And guess what? They're available to literally anyone who's willing to learn. That technological tidal wave, it's already here. So the only question left for you is run from it, or are you going to grab a surfboard and ride?
Remember, every morning you have 2 choices. Continue to sleep with your dreams, or wake up and chase them. Time is your most valuable asset. Wasted time is your biggest mistake. The past has power over the present moment. The choice is yours, but don't let your dreams slip away while you're still in bed.